Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back! Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere! Boost! Peekaboo! Do you think I'd be gone? Peekaboo! Oh my god, I did it! Boost! I cannot believe it! I cannot... Oh my... Twice in a row? Oh my god! I truly am. I'm gonna own it all day long. I'm YouTube famous now. Double flipping famous now. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2060. The album. Has anybody caught on to the years yet? Let me know in the comment section if you've caught on to the years. The album. Dad. AF. Players only love you when they're playing. Rock on, gold dust, Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night. And wouldn't you love her? A little Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, Mega Mix here for you on a Saturday afternoon. Hi, how are you doing? So in the summers when I was a kid, my dad had a sailboat. He and his partner had sailboats up in Michigan, in Saugatuck, Michigan. And so we would go there like every weekend. And my dad on his tape cassette, he had this tape cassette that he would take like a bungee cord, you know, and he would put it around the edge of the tape cassette and like, you know, to the side of the boat too, so that it wouldn't like fall in the water. And he would play the Rumors cassette. If you're as old as me, you'll know what I'm... Well, now the kids are listening to it, but... the Rumors, you know, album, Fleetwood Mac, it was like the one that made them go famous. I know people think it's Tusk, but it wasn't. Yeah, and then Stevie Nicks, she came out on her own later, and then there was the whole mess with Christine McVie and all that stuff. But anyway, we won't go into all of that. That's when you know you're like a true Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks fan. But anyway, I digress. I love Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac so much. They were literally... Do you hear my dog? Not my dog. Not my dog. That's my neighbor's dog, the hound dog out in the backyard back there. When you are a world famous YouTuber of the world and your neighbor's dog is just, oh, out in the backyard. He'll probably answer me now. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? He did just answer me. Okay, we're going to talk about some drama here in a second because this is drama class. Do you have your number 2 pencils? Do you have your trapper keeper? Do you have, what's that thing called, the what you do with the, I never knew what you did, what's it called? It starts with a P. The protractor. Do you have your... Family friendly. Do you have your protractor with you and your big pink eraser? And what else did we have to have? A ruler and a recorder. Do you have a recorder? Because we're going to be playing some tunes by the end of this song, I'm sure. So anyway, today we're going to talk about James Charles and how his fans are coming for him. They are not happy. Well, not all of his fans, but a lot of his fans are coming for him. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. Before I do, though, and I want to read a message that I got from somebody and kind of address it. But before I do, I want to read this comment that I got. Hold on a second. Let me get to it. My receipts, Whitney. Oh, here's a picture of Nikita Dragon. Nikita Dragon, and here she is, and she tagged everybody in her picture. Here you can see it. This is how I used to do receipts back in the day. Do you remember that? I didn't include them in the video. I just held up my phone. Anyway, she tagged Hair by Jay. She's good jitties with Hair by Jay again. Apparently, Nikita Dragon has no problem with how Hair by Jay speaks to women. I guess Nikita Dragon supports that fully. And since we will be talking later in this video about why we continue to choose to support certain influencers that not only are, I think we throw around this word problematic, and actually that was a word that we started using like 2.5 years ago, which is why I have problematic merch in my merch shop. I also have Be Too Much, so go check out my Be Too Much. Listen, always be too much, you know. Took me, I don't know, 46, 47 years of people always telling me I was too loud, and I laughed too loud, and, you know, I wore silly clothes, and why are you wearing that, and, you know, and all this kind of stuff, and listen to my music too loud, and people are always, like, going like this, for me to realize, listen, life is way too short, and I'm going to enjoy my life while I'm here, and you guys guys allow me to do that every single day, and I just want to say how much I appreciate that, and thank you so much. I love you guys. Like, I get to get up every single day and do something that I absolutely love. So don't ever let somebody tell you that you're too much. Be too much every single day. And if you are like, I already am too much, ask yourself, how can I be too much more? Like, just push it to the limit, push it to the limit, push it to the limit. You know, we're each given one life. We should do so much with it. And the other thing I want to say to you out there is, I don't know, maybe just one person needs to hear it. I'm feeling in my gut like I should say this. Whatever you're going through today, whatever tough times you're going through, this too shall pass. Better days are ahead for you right around the corner. I know it doesn't feel like that right now, but you know, better days are to come. I promise you that. And you know, I think it's hard because, like, you know, people come on here and they're like, don't do the intro, don't do the intro. And the intro to me is a part where I get to be silly and connect with you guys. And I love doing that because there's so many of you that reach out to me and say, thank you for the distraction. You know, thank you for allowing me to get my mind off of, you know, a terminally ill family member or going through this or going through that. And that's what I like to do over here. You know, I like to, you know, be funny and get you guys to think about things that maybe you wouldn't normally think about, or, you know, a different point of view of drama. Because there's so many of us out there that are, you know, doing it. And go watch all your favorites, you know, like there's so many of us, and, you know, and I just ask you to keep an open mind and think about the conversation at hand, and that's what I try to do over here as a, you know, commentary, tea, drama, whatever channel. So anyway, we're going to talk about James Charles in a second, but before I do, I want to say, we were talking about Nikita Dragun. Yeah, problematic. I don't know. Nikita Dragun is getting to the point where, for me, like, I can't just look past all the stuff that she does. They're not... I think the question that we're going to be asking at the halfway mark to the tail end of 2021 is, are these people problematic, or are they continuing to not learn from being problematic? Are they not learning to be better individuals? And what is their role as being a role model, as a person that has a platform, as an influencer? You know, there's been a lot of discussion for a very long time. We're going to talk about this because this is what that DM was about that I got. You know, there's been a discussion for a very long time that a lot of these people, well, they don't deserve being held to any kind of accountability for being responsible role models to the younger generation. But my question has always been, but why wouldn't you want to be, you know? So if you continue to put problematic behavior out, if you continue to support people that speak in negative tones towards women, you know, then what does that say towards who you are as a person and the people that follow you? And what does that say? I mean, it's just everybody okay with that? So it's very problematic. But before I get into that, I do want to address this one comment that I got, and this comment was, we want the looky-loo thumbnails back. So if you don't know what I'm talking about a month ago, I started doing these thumbnails. I was sitting around and I said to myself, Peter, you need to up your game, okay? Now, all these YouTubers out there, they got these amazing thumbnails, you know? They have this editing software that is unbelievable, okay? It's just like they're putting bells and whistles all over their videos, and I thought to myself, Peter, you need to up your game. So what are you gonna do, okay? And I thought, well, I'm not world technological. I ain't got my glasses on. I can't do math. See? So what you don't know, if you don't know what you don't know, is a lot, okay? I don't know a lot technologically, so I thought, what can I do to just kind of like, you know, calm the system, so to speak? And I thought, well, I could do one of those like Where's Waldo kind of things, but do Where's Peter? And then I could just hide my picture, you know, in every thumbnail. Wouldn't that be kind of funny? Well, people caught on real quick, and then they were looking for me, and then they would tweet it out to me, and they would circle it, and whatever. Then what I realized was I was getting too good at it, because people stopped messaging me and tweeting it to me and whatever. And I even did I think one person tweeted it to me, where I was like, my picture was James Charles' earring. True story, it was. But I started getting comments from people, and they were like, and this was one of them, that said, like, did you stop doing that? Okay, so here's the video thumbnail that was referenced. It's Trisha Paytas and Jeffree Star, you can see. And then here it is if you look. Now, I don't want to have to do the work for you, okay? Because what you realized was today you got an F in drama class, okay? You got an F because you didn't find me. I'm up in the right-hand corner, and it's just my eye. So you're going to have to look real close for me. Now, I'm not going to show you where I am in the thumbnails today. You'll have to do all the work, okay? I'm probably going to make myself real big in the background then for those of you that can't find me. But going forward, I'm not going to say every time, okay? But that's where you guys will drive yourself crazy. Like, everybody was looking at this one. They're like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And I was like, oh my God, I totally left myself out of that one. So I can't promise you that it'll happen every time, but sometimes. All right. Woo! I'm winded. Let's get into this video. All right. I was trying to talk a lot because I don't know if you heard it or not, but my dog, not my dog, I don't claim it, okay, but they are so nice. We love our neighbors. But he was barking the entire time that I was talking. Could you hear it? He was like, it was like Scooby-Doo, okay, back there in my backyard. And I was like, oh my God, I'll have to stop this video and redo the whole thing. I can't do that. All right, let's get into this James Charles thing. Now, James Charles put up a new video yesterday. And the video, hold on a second, let me just get into my receipts. Here are my reading glasses. Now I can do math. And we're going to count one, two, and two. Okay. So anyway, James Charles, he put up this on his Twitter. I'm not going to show it, but it just says his video. Have you checked out yesterday's new video yet? And it was his video, destroying my palette, turning it into paint, and painting a picture with it. Now, what's interesting to me about this fact that he put up, have you seen my video from yesterday? Usually, YouTubers do that when they aren't getting the views that they feel like they deserve on a video. So let's go in here and see what the views were like on that video. Oh, we got 2 million views. Not bad. Oh, well, a week ago, 7.4 million views, 8.6 million views, 10 million views, 4.8 million views, I mean, it was okay for a day. I mean, I don't know really like how long it takes him to get up to 7 million views, but it wasn't bad. But, you know, he can see on the analytics view how fast his views are growing. So I'm wondering if he is not getting the views that he thought he should be getting. You know, James is not one of these people that, like, if he doesn't do well in a video, he's like, well, I guess people just don't enjoy it or whatever. He's like, no, I should be getting 10 million views. This is YouTube's fault. This is the algorithm's fault. I need to have a meeting yesterday with all the people at YouTube. It's always somebody else's fault. James never takes accountability for anything, okay? So, I mean, it's always Instagram's fault. It can't be the day that James Charles starts getting boring to people and people are not like interested in him anymore. And I think this is the thing that people forget sometimes when we talk about relevancy and things like that is, you know, yes, like a lot of these TikTokers and a lot of these YouTubers and whatever that are very young right now, they are super, super famous and have made a lot of money, okay? But just like the money that Debbie Gibson and Tiffany made when we were in the 80s is like not anything compared to today, their money isn't going to be a whole lot 20 years down the road. It'll still be a lot of money, don't get me wrong. I mean, if they retired tomorrow, they'd be fine for the rest of their lives probably, right? Like, we know that. But the other thing that's different, I think people forget this, the other thing that is different from today versus the 80s, and this is where I see a lot of people that are younger that are commenting on this, and I'm like, well, there is a saying that is history repeats itself, and the other thing is that you have to kind of know your history to know what you're talking about. I see a lot of younger people talking about that these people will never lose their platform, that they'll never be irrelevant and things like that. And I'm like, one of the things you got to look at is this, is that we have such a saturation right now and a quick turnover, right? And who is famous on these platforms, you know? The fact that like Tana Mojo, Jake Paul, and Logan Paul have held where they are, I think is why they're moving. I think why they're changing things up. I think they know, you know, we have got to turn things around. We've got to do things differently. If we don't, we're not going to hold to the same level of relevancy that we had. Not to mention our audience is also aging out. And this is something that I've talked about for the last couple of years, right? So do I think that James Charles is going to lose relevancy in 2 to 3 years, or Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio, or the Addison Rays, or the Tana Mojos? No, I don't think that they are. Do I think that 10 years from now they could be obsolete from the platforms? Yeah, absolutely I do. Because I think that every single time that they're growing, there is somebody right at their heels that is growing up as well. And that's the world that we live in today. Fame is easy, okay? Fame is easy, and I believe that platforms like TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, I think that they go in and they pick who they're going to make famous. I really do. I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and I know that people find that hard to believe, but it's like the more people that we show that you can have fame like this, the more people that are going to be fighting and fighting and fighting and using the platform of TikTok and sitting on there and spending their hours, all of their hours on TikTok instead of trying to get into a college to have, you know, a background or get scholarships or play sports. So they're spending all these hours on TikTok, right? Or all these hours getting the perfect Instagram picture, because if I could just get the perfect Instagram picture with the perfect amount of likes, if I just bought enough likes, if I just got enough viewers or subscribers or followers, if I just had all of that, then that would mean that I was famous and that people liked me and it would validate me, right? And then I would have made it. Well, there's so many people that are fighting for that. Well, when you have a lot of people fighting for that, right? You have a lot of people using YouTube, using the platform of Twitter, using the platform of Instagram, using the platform of TikTok. And all of those people that own those platforms are getting wealthier minute by minute. So this constant challenge, you know, like back in the day, here, let me break it down for you. Did you ever watch Abby Lee Miller's Dance Moms? I watched every season, every episode, okay? For years, what did she do? She pitted Maddie and Chloe against each other, okay? Well, what it did was, number one, she always had a winner, okay? No matter who it was, she always had a winner. But she would say that they were like challenging each other on their personal best. So if Maddie got better, Chloe had to be better. If Chloe was better, Maddie had to get better, right? But what did it keep all of us doing? Watching Dance Moms. It was genius, okay? Because you were interested in these two girls and the story of these two girls, just like we're constantly wanting to know who the next person is that's going to be super famous. It could be you. It could be you. And a lot of people think that, right? The number one question that I get from people that message me is like, how do I get more views on YouTube? How do I get, hell, I don't know. You think if I knew that, I'd be sitting at 20 million subscribers and getting 20 million views of video. I don't know, you know? And so, like, that's what drives all this kind of stuff. Do I think that there could be a day where we see somebody that overnight is the next makeup person and they have 50 million subscribers and James Charles is below that? Yeah, I do. Hell, Jeffree Star is sitting at 10 million people below James Charles right now, when 2 years ago, they were fighting for the #1 spot. Nobody would have believed it at the time that James Charles would have been 10 million more than Jeffree Star, okay? And that's where all this drama, and that's where people say, well, drama channels are stupid and blah, blah, blah. And maybe we are, okay? Who care anyway? I do. I've watched entertainment TV and all these kind of ETV and all this kind of stuff for years and years and years, right? But people are interested in it because when we report on this stuff and we talk about it, that's the discussion that we're having. And those stories really do affect, okay? Because if there's 10 people, I think now the fact that there are so many drama channels out, I think it's fantastic because you hear 20 or 30 people's different points of views about the same story, and then a lot more people are being reached talking about these things, which ultimately affects these people's outcomes, and they have to be a little bit more careful about the things that they're putting out there in the world. Well, some of them, a lot of them think that they can get away with it. So James Charles puts out this tweet, right? Oh, hold on a second. So he puts out this tweet. Hold on, let me get to my receipts. My receipts, Whitney. He puts out this tweet, and there were so many negative comments from fans on there that were like, you're canceled, we ain't forgot, we didn't forget, when are you going to address it? It was just, you know, it would be like 3 for 1, okay? And not like a good sale either. It was like 3 negative comments to like 1 positive comment, where people were like, I love you, James, so much, right? So I screenshot this one comment because I thought it was interesting. Someone said, why are you not canceled? And this person responds and says, why would he be? And someone else says, because he's, and they put the allegation. And this person responds and says, proof, I heard it was fake. Okay? And then the person responds, and another person responds and says, there's actual photos and screenshots leaked. Okay? Hold on a second. This is where, okay. This is where it becomes the game telephone, okay? And that person says to this person, says to this person, says to this person, says to that person. You know how that goes? This is not, what are we asking? This is not conjecture, okay? Now, if you want to know what conjecture is, this is a spelling word for the week. Influence formed without proof or sufficient evidence, okay? This is not conjecture. James Charles has come out and he has said that this happened. He put a statement up on Twitter that you can go and you can find today. He said this happened, okay? There's your proof. What more proof do you want than that? I'm very, very confused by this, okay? So it was just a lot of that. A lot of fans coming for James Charles and saying all this kind of stuff, okay? Then, if you go over to the Twitter is even worse, all right? Or not the Twitter, the Instagram. The Instagram is even worse. If you go to the Instagram, Tucker just came through the kitchen and he's like, I'm walking around, Dad. Okay, so when you go into his picture, he is now sporting that curly hair that apparently many TikTokers have. So anyway, he put curls and freckles underneath it. And, oh, wait, that's not the picture. Oh, did he take it down? Hold on a second. Oh, he did. Oh my God. Hold on a second. Tucker. I'm in deep. Tucker just came over. Come on over here, buddy. He just took this picture down. This can't. Wait. No. This is the picture. So people are going underneath here and they're saying, wait, you gonna talk about it? And then we ain't forget, we never forget. Go on, you really posted this, like sad face, like you're not gonna talk about this. That is 37 replies. Talk about it, we ain't forget, goes on and on and on. All these people say stuff. Well, I found this one comment underneath here that I thought was very, very interesting. And someone said, James, did you really just delete my comment? And someone said, LOL, he did that to me too. And then somebody responded and said, yeah, I liked a comment with around 6,000 likes and it's gone now, LMAO. And then somebody else said, wait, no, it was probably 2,000, they said back. And then someone said, what did it say? And he said, he's been deleting mine too. Oh my God. Someone said, mine said something like, not everyone knew he addressed the accusations of him. And I commented saying this happened to him twice. He should have learned from the first time. And he deleted the comment after people were replying and liking. Someone said, rewrite it. And it goes on and on and on. And people are just, I mean, it's left and right that they're saying that he's deleting comments. So I don't know if he's deleting comments or not, but it appears that he is. Bad look, okay? And this is where, if you're gonna come out and address somebody, or you're gonna come out and address a situation, allow them to have their voice. Like, allow your fans or your stans, and this is where people are like, no, these are haters. No, these are people commenting on a pretty serious situation, okay? This isn't just, like people coming over there and being like, I don't like your hair. This is a pretty serious situation. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that are maybe not emotionally developed enough to know the difference, okay? And I think that that's part of the problem with what's going on right now, okay? I received this Twitter DM. Hold on a second. I want to read part of this. Hold on a second. And it goes something like this. Someone said, I am a long fan of yours and love hearing your opinion. I have no drama to report. Okay, but that being said, lately I have, of course, I've had enough time to several recommendations on my YouTube. Drama channels often come up and I see no harm in them. I've been trying to understand, though, where the line is drawn with influencers. I guess my opinion is, what is your opinion on influencers who blame parents and accuse parents of being too lax? YouTube is a platform that is not television, which is really the only guideline we have on entertainment standards. So when do we start asking why influencers are allowed to go as far as being explicit in such a way that youth is affected? Please understand that I am not coming at this as parents are innocent. We aren't. Even now, though, with YouTube Kids, I have stopped allowing my daughter on the platform, and I see a negative influence, even with out cussing and or adult material. It makes me wonder, and then she goes in and she cites several examples, including James Charles and Shane Dawson. When will there be a limit, and what will it take for these influencers to understand that they truly do have a moral obligation to the growing youth? You know, it's interesting to me, this question, I think, that when you're tambourine gets in the way of your video. It is an interesting question to me. It's like, why do, these influencers feel like they don't have a moral obligation, okay? Why do, I've said this for a long time about Tana Mojo, and the answer is always, that I receive from people, well, they're not emotionally developed enough, okay? That they're not, 25 is supposedly the end of emotional development for, our youth. Okay, if that's the case, in the United States, and because we can't use some things to defend issues and other things not, right? In the United States, you have to be 18 years old to defend our country, okay? You could die for our country in the United States at 18 years old. You can buy alcohol, you can buy tobacco at 18 years old, you can buy alcohol at 21. I think really the only thing that you can't do until you're 25 years old is rent a car in our country, and maybe even that age has lowered at this point, right? So by all standards, we allow, people that are 18, 19, 20, 21, and James Charles is almost 22, okay? And Tana Mojo is going to be 23, I think. And Jake Paul is older than that. We allow them to have huge platforms, huge amounts of power, huge amounts of money, okay? where they are role modeling things. These people want to be called influencers. My battery died. It hasn't happened in a couple videos. But anyway, here's my deal, okay? These people that want to be called influencers so bad, James Charles is actually one of those people that like hides behind the guise of being an influencer, okay? Takes huge sums of money. I mean, this is how the whole thing started with Sugar Bear Hair back in the day when he wanted the VIP treatment and he wanted to be, you know, have security for Coachella. He did an ad for Sugar Bear Hair. This is where it all starts, okay? So you want the influence that goes along that Sugar Bear Hair will give you. Can you imagine the cost? The cost, okay, of paying James Charles for security and entrance to Coachella, okay? You want what goes along with that. You want the influence that goes along with that, but you want no moral responsibility when it comes to influencing your youth. And I have a huge issue with that. I have a huge issue with that, okay? That these people that are taking hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, okay, from companies that they can influence their youth, okay, that are the main source of their audience, that are looking at this and thinking, well, yeah, I want this and I want that because James has it, I have to have it. Tana has it, I have to have it. Jake Paul has it, I have to have it, okay? They are using their power and their influence and their image, okay, to influence others to buy merchandise, okay? James Charles even sat in a video with Tati Westbrook and talked about how this whole situation, okay, that influencers are actually a cheaper route and how much money they make and defending how much money they made, right? Okay, fine. And I said it was genius how he broke it down, and I believe that it's genius how he broke it down. And it looks to me that it is more cost effective for companies to go with influencers, right? But if you're going to sit there and you're going to accept that money to influence younger generations on getting their parents or using their own hard-earned money at working at McDonald's or wherever, babysitting or mowing lawns or whatever they're doing, okay, or their allowance to buy your products or buy the products that you're pushing, what I don't understand is, don't you feel inside that maybe the right thing to do is to have a moral responsibility of being a role model to these people who you are pushing these products, your products, down their throats to put money in your pockets? Do you not have any issue with that? Because if you don't have any issue with that, what that says is, you're probably not a very good person. And if you're probably not a very good person, why are we putting so much money in your pocket? Why are we continuing to support you? Because the reality is, not everybody that follows these people are younger people that don't have the mindset to put this together. There's a lot of adults that support these people as well, right? So then the question is, as adults, why do we continue to buy these things? You know, why do we continue to support these people? You know, when I was younger, if I wanted something and my mom or my dad did not feel like it was appropriate, my mom or dad would have said, no, you're not getting that. It's not appropriate, they would have said. You know what I mean? Why are we today? It's like, Mom, I have to have the James Charles Morphe palette. No, I don't support him. We're not going to buy this palette if that's how you felt. You support whoever you want to support, right? But when are we going to come out and we're going to start looking at this for what it really is? And that is that these people they don't feel like they have any obligation to be responsible role models to this younger generation that is, they're literally bankrolling off of, okay? Which the further issue to this is this, okay? And this is what bothers me so much, is that they all know that their audience is younger generation. They know that. And then they're manipulating that younger generation because they know they're the ones that are coming into the threads and saying, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. What do you want from him? What do you want from him? They know that, okay? And so they know that they're going to continue the relevancy for as long as they can possibly have it with that audience. You know? And that's where it's like, wow, people want to act like this is just, you know, off the cuff kind of stuff. Now, this is a bigger issue than it is. And I have to believe to some degree that behind the scenes that there are responsible adults that are putting money in their own pockets, that are managers or that are involved in PR or marketing, that are sitting there, that are telling these people that are younger, okay, what they should be doing. You know, and that's where it's like, why would you not tell them to be a good role model to these people? Why would you not tell them, you know? And so people are like, well, why is James Charles not addressing this, blah, blah, blah. And what they're wanting is they're wanting James Charles, just so you know, okay, when people come over here and they say, well, he has addressed it, people are wanting James Charles, I think, to address it in a video. They're like, address it in a video. You know, you make your money off your videos. You sell your makeup and everything else, your merchandise and everything else off of videos. Address it in a video, not just a statement on Twitter. I don't know. it just makes me really, really sad, you know, and it makes me wonder, you know, where are we going to be 10 years from now from all of this? Or are we going to be at a point where it's like, you know, two and a half years ago when we started using this word problematic, okay? We didn't see that kind of, I mean, we did, but it wasn't like on this level, you know? It's like 10 years from now, is it going to be so watered down that like nobody really cares how they act? And it's like everybody is just like, whatever, you know? I mean, Nikita Dragon is literally known for being so problematic, and yet she still has this huge following, right? And people are like, well, the same thing's in Hollywood. I don't know. Is it? Or, you know, I don't know. The whole situation makes me sad. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.